we thought it would be a great time to chat with one of my personal heroes, the co-founder of the Home Depot. Bernie Marcus was the company's first CEO. He was chairman of the board until he retired in 2002. And then post-Home Depot life, he co-founded Job Creators Network. Now, they were behind the TaxCutsNow.com petition, which gathered about 170,000 signatures. We delivered it to Congress. And the economic news, I was talking to a buddy of mine last night. We need to focus more on some good news and the good things that are happening in this country rather than the drama and the tweets and the anger and the rage and the media and all that. So today, we thought it'd be a great time to catch up with the one and only Bernie Marcus. Bernie, welcome back. How have you been, sir?
Hey, Mike, I'm great. It's great to talk to you again. I love your show, and I love what you have to say. You're a real hero.
Thank you. Coming from you, you've made my day because you know how much I admire you. I mean, we've got such good economic news, but Bernie, it's always drowned out by the drama. I know some of it is probably self-imposed. This is a president who I often refer to as a bull in a china shop. You know, he's take no prisoners. He's hard charging. But doggone it, you look at these the economic numbers. You look at the job creation in America. You look at unemployment rates. I mean, Americans really have plenty to celebrate right now, and yet it feels like the anger and the angry media just doesn't want to let people know about it.
Well, look, the media is focused on one thing only, and that is putting Democrats back in power, winning the election in November. And I have to tell you something. All of this is geared toward November, and it's very important that the business community who is really, and the American people who are benefiting from this, are not being drowned out. That's why Job Creators Network is doing such a big job out there, trying to get out into the United States, get small business owners to speak up and tell the story. And the stories, I hear it all the time. Every time I go into a small restaurant, I go and I ask for the proprietor. They tell me that because of deregulation, because of the tax cut, they're seeing prosperity again, which they haven't seen for 10 years.
Yeah, I hear it every day. I mean, I hear people call me and say, I've owned a business, I wanted to expand. Prior to the election of 2016, I wasn't going to expand. I couldn't afford Obamacare. I mean, I remember talking to you a few years back about the feeling of being a small business owner, and that's something that founders of businesses never forget, being the underdog. The Home Depot, of course, a huge success, a great American success story, but you've often said to us it would be so much more difficult to start up the Home Depot and have the success it has had with all the regulations that people have to deal with today. That was really the impetus for Job Creators Network, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I don't think I've ever forgotten those tough years, those early years, but the government was on our side in those days. We didn't have the regulation. We didn't have the taxes that we have today. They really stifle, today they stifle new growth. They stifle new people. Of course, what's happened since Trump came in, all the regulations have been cut in half. It's amazing what the regulations did and what the tax cut did for the small business owner. They all feel it almost immediately. They can now expand. They're able to pay their employees more money. They're able to bring people back from part-time to full-time. So prosperity is there, but you'd never know it reading the media.
No.
The media doesn't want you to know it.
Right, and that's why, incidentally, this would be a good day because Bernie Marcus, again, one of the giants of entrepreneurialism and success. If you want to join us and talk about maybe as a business owner what you're experiencing, do you see a difference in 2018? I'd love to have you join in on this conversation and a great opportunity to talk to the one and only Bernie Marcus. So feel free to join us, 1-800-655-MIKE, if you'd like to jump on board, because I get devastated by all the bad news. I'm devastated is an over-exaggeration, but I get sort of despondent over this constant drumbeat of negativity and drama and all of this angst, and yet I get emails and tweets and text messages from people who are small and medium business owners who are having the greatest year they've had, great things ahead, good news. So if you are in that category, if you want to join us and you want to share with us what you're experiencing as a small business owner, I'd love to have you join us because let's get your voice in on this conversation today with the great Bernie Marcus. 800-655-6453. Let's talk regulations for a minute, Bernie, because this is so important. President Trump has been sort of on the warpath, trying to slash regulations at every turn. That is such a huge deal to a business owner in America, isn't it?
Well, it's very, very important. And I just want to bring up one other thing, Mike, which I think is important. Speaking to small businesses, you don't have a voice. You really have not had a voice in many, many years. All the big corporations have lobbyists in Washington. Small business owners have nobody representing them. I tell you, the Job Creators Network is out there to help you, but you got to help yourself. And this is where you have to start telling your story. This is where you have to expose what's happening out there, how positive it is and not negative, and talking about deregulation and talking about the taxes and talking about consumer confidence, which is critically important. You're seeing more people come into your establishments because they're feeling good about the economy. They know jobs are out there. They know that people now are working who haven't worked for 10 years. There have been no jobs for them. But the Job Creators Network, look, we can only do so much. We need the help of the people out there who run businesses.
Right, and I've been talking about a wonderful opportunity, a way that small business owners can step up and join the Job Creators Network Advisory Board. There are a lot of benefits to that. I'll give you more of the details in just a moment here on the Mike Gallagher Show. If you want to look right now at their site, jcnadvisor.com, jcnadvisor.com, you could become an important part of the best team in America dedicated to giving small business owners a voice and a platform. Bernie, a year or so ago, I emceed an event with your president of Job Creators Network, Alfredo Ortiz, in Orlando. Talk to him all the time. There were about 150 small business owners. We gave them the microphone, and their congressman listened. I mean, this is what, to me, is as you just said, I just can't say that enough, Bernie, giving business owners a voice. It seems like this president is listening. It does seem like this businessman, and maybe that's why he won, maybe that's a huge factor behind Trump's victory in 2016. Finally, business owners say there's a president who's trying to help us because he gets what we're going through.
There's no question about it. But as I said before, you've got to stand up and help yourself. This is not going to happen through a vacuum. And we need your help. We need your stories. We need your telling us what you've gone through and how this has helped you, and we need to have you, because on what we can arrange for you is to speak on local TV, on national TV, on radio, and train you to do that by becoming a member of the advisory group. And
the team at Job Creators Network is absolute first rate. I've been so impressed in working with Alfredo and everybody at Job Creators Network. You'll get a lot of you get all these benefits, like you said. You'll get media training. You'll get an appearance, incidentally, on my show, during which I'll thank you for joining. So you'll participate in JCN's quarterly calls. You'll attend their annual meeting, which is amazingly a tremendously great networking opportunity, all for $5,000 a year. So it's a $5,000 investment. It's worth every penny. To learn more, go to jcnadvisor.com right now, jcnadvisor.com, jcnadvisor.com. Bernie, let's take a couple phone calls because we've got a lot of people who want to talk to you, the opportunity. Let's welcome David into the Mike Gallagher Show. Hi, David. You're on with Bernie Marcus from Job Creators Network. How are you, David?
Hey, Mike. I'm doing well, thank
Good.
you. I've been listening to you guys talking, and, Bernie said a lot of things that made a lot of sense. 12 years ago, I owned a cabinet shop, doing very well, until Obama went into office. And I had never in my life ever known a day off work because I didn't have work until that recession started hitting. So the first time in 10 years, I'm feeding my family in my profession.
Wow.
My business is thriving. It is doing fantastic. There's hope.
Yeah.
And for these people who want to keep trashing Trump, are they the ones living in a vacuum, in a bubble? They can't see this?
And David, that's an important point. And Bernie, that's a great question about Why is there such an inability to recognize the financial and the economic achievements we're seeing right now as a country? Is it because these are maybe people who've never had to meet a payroll? Is David right? Maybe they don't know what it's like to have people count on you to make sure your business is working?
Well, the media is really controlled by the East Coast and the West Coast. That's New York and Washington, D.C., and California. And frankly, they don't want America to know how good things are. And they're going to obfuscate it. They're going to cloud it so that you don't hear these kind of stories. This is why it's so important for people like your voice to be heard out there, for you to tell a story. And if we don't have more people, we need to have thousands of people telling this story every week on local TV, every week on local radio, because we can overcome the national media. And that's really what we're trying to do, to let the people know that things are great, things are good, that people are working that didn't have jobs before.
Right.
The minorities, for the first time in 40 years, have the lowest unemployment rate they've ever had. And so all of this has to be brought out, and the only way we're going to do it is by having your voices tell the story.
JCNadvisor.com. Become a part of the best team in America, Job Creators Network. Let's get one more call in here. Tom, out on the West Coast, I believe, in California. Hey, Tom, welcome to the Mike Gallagher Show with Bernie Marcus. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
Great.
Small business owner in the Bay Area.
Oh, wow. How's business?
Yeah, and it's very good. It's very good. And we're in a plumbing business where people need us all the time. And we survived the Obama era, but right now we're thriving in the Trump era.
Wow.
And
You went from surviving to thriving.
Yeah, and I look at it this way. I'm a Trump supporter, and I have a great attitude right now. And I did not support Obama. I had a fearful attitude about, and so I was very conservative in any of my business moves. But Trump has just opened the floodgates and given us the confidence and the freedom that he does back us.
Wow.
And support us, and we're just going for it. And the tax cuts were great, and the deregulation stuff's great. But living in California, that he can only do so much.
Yeah. There's only so much that you're going to be able to accomplish. Thank you, Tom, very, very much for that. I mean, Bernie, my phones are flooded right now with small business owners saying this is one of the best years they've had. I mean, you hear this everywhere, and we do lose perspective, don't we? There's so much negative drum beating going on. You forget that a lot of business owners are thriving rather than surviving.
Well, I think that the last thing I want to say is very important, Mike, and that is if the Democrats get control of Congress, the first thing they're going to do is ride back the tax reform.
They've said it.
Number one.
That's not a threat, by the way. That they're on record as saying that. They've promised that. We've been playing audio today from Senator Elizabeth Warren. She said, "Hey, the GOP tax cuts are crumbs."
Yeah. Yep, and they'll bring back regulations,
right,
and stifle businesses again.
Right.
So this is for survival, folks. This is not a game, and this is not a feel-good thing. This is for your survival, and I think you have to do something about it, and get yourselves off the couch, and not just ride with it, but join in and become an active part of it.
Amen. Bernie Marcus, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us here on the Mike Gallagher Show. You keep fighting the good fight, and onward and upward. I hope a whole lot of people become advisors to the Job Creators Network team. And thank you so much for spending some time with us. It means a lot to us.
Thanks, Mike. Great being with you.
All the best. Thank you, sir. Bernie Marcus, co-founder of the Home Depot. He's the chairman of the Marcus Foundation. How'd you like to rub shoulders with him? And you can by becoming an advisor, a member of the advisory board of Job Creators Network. And again, you'll get training. It's just a great opportunity for you to take your business to the next level. If you're a small business owner and you want to take a look at it, go to jcnadvisor.com, jcnadvisor.com. That's jcnadvisor.com.